Hey guys, I just wanted to give a quick thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Honestly, this is a big milestone for me. It's really my first milestone since starting medical education videos, and it's all thanks to you guys for liking my videos, subscribing, leaving comments, and I'm really grateful to all of you guys who have been watching the videos and finding them useful. All the really kind and nice comments you guys have been leaving, I've read every single one of them, so thank you once again for all of that. To celebrate, obviously, we got a little bit of a new background going on back here. Catherine and I decided to hang up some of her art that she's been working on, so she's been doing a lot of these paintings and stuff, and there's some pretty good ones, so hopefully this spices up the background a little bit for you guys. This last one she made yesterday is just it's an abstract art, so if you have any interpretation of it, let me know what you think. But yeah, this is really my first big milestone as a YouTuber. Obviously, 1,000 subscribers is where most people have like their biggest milestone starting out. But for me, that was all the way back probably 2013, 2014 when I was making StarCraft videos. So I never really got to experience having a milestone like this. And so I'm really, really happy. I really appreciate it, you guys. So honestly, I just wanted to talk briefly about a couple topics. So one, I wanted to kind of tell you guys, what was holding me back before from doing all these videos, because honestly I've been wanting to make videos like this all the way going back to like third year of medical school, and I literally was thinking about making videos for like 3 years before I got started. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that process a little bit, and then also I wanted to explain to you guys why I really like making videos and kind of what my motivation for making videos is, and then finally just talking a little bit about my hopes for the future of this channel. So yeah, first off, just kind of talking about what was holding me back before in terms of getting started on YouTube. When you watch a lot of people who post videos on YouTube, a lot of them will kind of say the same thing, that they've been like wanting to do this for a very, very long time, but it's just super intimidating. And for me, a big part of it was that I already did have kind of this like StarCraft audience. I already had 2,500 subscribers or something when I started. And I was like, oh man, if I just start making like medical content, everybody's gonna unsubscribe to me. And like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, wow, that's just such like flawed logic, because you can only gain subscribers if you're making new content, and you can only gain a new audience or reach out to more people if you're doing something. If you're just not doing anything, obviously you're just going to stagnate. And it's just a number. So what's the point of, perseverating so much on a number? The other thing is, when you watch things on YouTube these days compared to when it first, was coming out, everything is very, very highly polished, and there's all these professional YouTubers out there with fancy equipment. They've been doing this for years, have a really high production value, and it instills a sense of really need to get things perfect in order to be comfortable posting anything. And I think for me, I'm still struggling with that, because when I'm recording these videos, I'm making errors all the time. And then I have to go back and say what I was going to say again, make sure I don't stumble over my words. And so part of me is trying to let go of that a little bit. So if I do have some minor errors, maybe I should just leave them in the video. I think part of it is a little bit more humanizing, right? Like, you're not watching some very professional curated thing. You're watching like an actual person talking and telling you their thought process, and it makes it a little bit more easy to connect with them, I think, in some senses. And also, by being less perfectionist all the time, and I have a video about this like a year and a half ago when I was an intern. But by being less perfectionist, I can just pump out a lot more videos and really just get things to you. Like, obviously I want to try and get the educational content as good as it can be, and make sure I hit all the high yield points that I can for you guys to make sure I'm teaching the subject well. But in terms of having like the perfect sentence when I'm saying everything, or the perfect wording, or the highest production value, I think these are all things that are far less important than the actual content itself that I'm trying to make on YouTube. So yeah, honestly, so many of these videos I've been wanting to make since medical school, and there's still like a huge, gigantic backlog. I've always liked making videos just like teaching people things. Like, my two biggest videos on the channel are these two volleyball videos, and I literally made those volleyball videos just to teach my intramural volleyball team how to do like the official standard rotations. And now suddenly they have like 500 and 700,000 views or something. They're probably going to break 1 million at some point. So for me, it's really just, I like making these videos. And then when some of them do pop off like that, it is pretty crazy. But I really feel like there's a lot of value to educating on the internet. And also it helps me understand the material better too. And this is kind of segueing into the next part, which is why I'm so motivated to make these videos. There's very many reasons actually that I feel like these videos are useful. So honestly, I think there's multiple components. I think number one is your impact and your reach can be a lot bigger if you're posting online content, right? Because I can basically post a video online and it can reach out to so many more people. And even when I'm sleeping, there's still like an online Conan in a video somewhere, like teaching somebody how to like treat AFib or something, So it's still, you can have so much bigger of an impact. The other thing is I truly do feel like the future of teaching is through online video, or at least online material in general. I think the old methods of teaching with a big lecture hall at 500 students where everybody's falling asleep and getting bored is just so antiquated and so outdated. YouTube videos, they can be short, quick, to the point. You can 2x speed them if you want. You can go back and rewind. And you can also choose who the best lecturers are, or the person who seems to connect the most with your personal learning style. And when you have a random professor who's really interested in research and not so much in teaching, it's just a very old-fashioned way of doing education. And so I think in 10, 20 years, hopefully we will see a bigger push towards medical education in general, moving towards high yield educators who really are passionate about educating, instead of just kind of choosing whatever professor or researcher that's available to teach a certain subject. We could basically have the best of the best for everybody online. And you've already seen that push, with people getting Pathoma and Boards and Beyond and all these other online educational content that's put out on the internet. And also, like I said, it's short and to the point. We even have like Med Twitter or whatever, where there's just like really short online medical education, just like super quick. Our attention spans aren't, built to sitting there in a lecture hall for hours at a time anymore. And then another point that I wanted to mention was that I think that someone who is slightly above your training is really the best teacher for you. And that's why I find that right now as a resident, making these videos is really the most useful time I could be making these. Because if I was an attending that was like 20 years out, I don't think I'm going to know as much what a medical student or an intern would be most useful for them to know. Like even right now, I'm struggling remembering what it was like being a third year medical student and like what they should know or not, because it's been so many years that it is starting to get more difficult to remember how much somebody's knowledge base should be expected to be at that point. And then it makes it teaching much harder because, you got all these really, genius, really smart attendings. But sometimes the teaching that they do is just so esoteric and so high level that it's not useful for learners. And so by me making these videos right now, I'm at that perfect stage where I can capture this moment where I still remember, what it was like being a medical student and what it was like being an intern, and really just tailor my videos to that level of learning. So yeah, these are all the reasons that I feel like I'm driven and motivated to making these videos, and hopefully it's paying off and it's helpful. And honestly, you guys subscribing and everything is really validating that I feel like I'm able to impact a lot of people, help people out. And so again, I really appreciate that. So what are my thoughts and hopes for the future? Well, first of all, I already mentioned I want to try and be less of a perfectionist so I can really get more content out to you guys, more lectures and things like that as much as possible. But also there's so many more videos I want to make. I also want to get back into making the shorts and the TikToks and the really short like form content as well. Although long form content is still definitely my preferred way, because I feel like I can delve into a subject a lot more in depth with 10, 15 minutes rather than just like a 1-minute video. I think that's a little bit more useful. I'm also interested in working in the EMR more again. I think some of the videos I had posted in the past that got taken down, I've gotten permission to possibly put them back up. So I'm gonna have to go through those and try and make sure there's no protected health information in there, and then just see if I can post it back up again, because I think there's a very big lack of EMR videos on the internet. I also really want to get more involved with EMR development at whatever institution I'm working at in the future, because honestly, I have a big passion for it. I feel like EMRs are really developed for billing and coding, and not so much for the clinician and actual patient care, which is sad. I mean, the ultimate thing should be patient care, but as all things are in the US and, you know, in general in life, it's all about money rather than actual patient care. And so I have so many ideas and so many ways I think I could improve the EMR for, you know, the whole hospital. But I just had to find the right people to get in contact with and the right people to show me how to incorporate these changes that I have in my head. And so hopefully by building some leverage, maybe even online, you know, just getting a little bit of clout in that regard, that, you know, I kind of know what changes would be helpful for the EMR. Then I could potentially, you know, make for some good changes in the EMR and really kind of push for some good changes in that direction. And then finally, one thing I've been interested in doing is creating like a Discord channel for people who are interested in discussing things, who are interested in actually, you know, asking questions and learning from each other in a Discord channel where you can be very casual and conversational. I think it'd be really nice to have a group of similar like-minded people who are actually passionate about learning medicine and medical education together, because then we can all learn from each other. I'm not an expert in Discord moderation and management, so I don't know if anybody else is interested in this, but I feel like all of us could really just like elevate each other's knowledge, and it'd be like a really cool community. I know there's another YouTuber I've been following, Dr. Asmain, who's I think he made his own Discord kind of community, and I think it'd be a cool way that like I can interact with you guys more closely, and you could interact with me more closely and also suggest potential video ideas and stuff like that. So that's something I'm interested in doing. Honestly, if anybody has Discord experience and knows how to like set one up, that would be super helpful. And I think it'd be a cool thing to try out. So anyways, thank you guys again so much for your support, your comments, watching my videos. Again, I really, really appreciate it. You guys have just inspired me so much and given me so much more motivation to continue. Really happy to have met this milestone, and I hope to continue making more videos, continue reaching more milestones in the future. But overall, just kind of growing this community, and you know, hopefully helping out more learners in the future. And so again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments or suggestions, or just want to say hi, please leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.